Imagine you're a caveman. Your neighbor Grok went out hunting yesterday and never came back. Today, his friend Torg stumbles back to camp, bloody and terrified, with a story about giant wolves with razor-sharp teeth. Will you A. Ignore Torg's story and go hunting in the same area? Or B. Listen to every gory detail so you know exactly what to avoid? If you chose B, congratulations. You just explained why 240 million Americans are addicted to murder podcasts. Your brain hasn't evolved past the cave, and that's exactly why you can't stop watching true crime. Let me ask you something, and be honest. How many true crime shows are currently in your Netflix queue? How many murder podcasts are downloaded on your phone right now? Don't worry, I'm not judging. Because here's the thing that'll blow your mind. You're not broken for loving stories about killers and kidnappings. You're actually perfectly normal. But here's what's not normal. We live in the safest time in human history. Yet we're absolutely obsessed with danger. We lock our doors, buckle our seatbelts, avoid dark alleys, then spend our free time binging shows about the exact things we're trying to avoid. That's not just weird. That's fascinating. Because your brain is playing a trick on you. And once you understand this trick, you'll never watch true crime the same way again. Meet your amygdala, your brain's personal bodyguard. Every time you hear about a serial killer, it screams, "Danger! Pay attention! Learn this!" But here's the genius part. Another part of your brain whispers, "Relax, you're safe on your couch." So you get all the adrenaline, all the alertness, all the survival learning, without any actual risk. It's like a flight simulator for fear. Scientists call this morbid curiosity, and it's not morbid at all. It's brilliant. Our ancestors who ignored stories about saber-toothed tigers, they didn't become ancestors. But the ones who gathered around the fire to hear every gory detail about which berries killed the neighboring tribe, they survived. Your Netflix addiction is evolution in action. But wait, there's a plot twist, and it involves a shocking gender division. Women make up 80% of true crime audiences. 80%! Why? Because for women, true crime isn't entertainment, it's research. When a woman watches a documentary about a serial killer, she's not thinking, "How fascinating." She's thinking, "What were the warning signs? How did he choose his victims? What would I do differently?" It's survival education disguised as entertainment. Every case study becomes a potential life-saving lesson. Every victim's story becomes a blueprint for recognizing danger. Men might watch horror movies for thrills, but women watch true crime for tools. Therefore, that guilty pleasure you feel when you binge Making a Murderer, it's actually your survival instincts doing exactly what they're supposed to do. But here's where this gets dangerous. Your brain can only handle so much darkness before it starts protecting itself in a terrifying way by shutting off your empathy. Psychologists call this compassion fatigue. You've seen every possible horror, heard every tragic story, until you start feeling nothing. The world becomes background noise. Other people's pain becomes just another plot point. Take an example of one true crime fan I know. She credits true crime with saving her life by teaching her to trust her instincts. But she also admits something chilling. After consuming hundreds of hours of murder content, she started seeing potential killers everywhere. Her mail carrier, her neighbor, even her own father. The tool that was meant to keep her safe was making her feel perpetually unsafe. So, how do you keep the benefits without losing your humanity? Remember our caveman friend Torg? Here's what he didn't do. Spend every waking hour obsessing over wolves. He shared the story, learned the lesson, moved on. Your modern brain needs the same wisdom. After every true crime session, ask yourself, did I learn something useful, or am I just feeding the fear? If you feel empowered, congratulations. Your ancient alarm system is working perfectly. But if you're checking every shadow, seeing danger everywhere, feeling numb to others' pain, that's your brain saying, too much input, shutting down to protect the system. The solution? Honor your curiosity wisely. Choose stories that respect victims, not exploit them. Balance every hour in darkness with an hour in light. Your caveman brain needs to know the world has beauty, not just danger. Here's the beautiful irony. Your morbid curiosity has created something our ancestors never had. Communities of strangers working together to solve cold cases. Millions of people demanding justice for the forgotten. Your fascination with darkness is actually creating more light in the world. So that guilt you feel about loving true crime, release it. You're not broken for being drawn to these stories. You're human. You're carrying forward millions of years of survival wisdom. You're part of a species that survived because we cared enough to listen when Torg stumbled back to camp with his warning. The caveman in you isn't something to be ashamed of. It's something to be grateful for. Just remember to step out of the cave once in a while, and remember, there's a whole beautiful world worth protecting. What's your true crime confession? Are you team Murder Mystery Podcast or team Serial Killer Documentary? Drop a comment and tell me, has true crime ever made you more cautious in real life or just more suspicious? And if this video made you see your dark obsession in a new light, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stay curious, stay safe, and remember, there's nothing wrong with you for being fascinated by what scares you. Sometimes, that's the most human thing of all.